Find more questions and study at your own pace on our website. The link will be in the description. Let's get started. Question 1. You need to secure the Shipping Logic app. What should you use? Option A, Azure App Service Environment. Option B, Integration Service Environment. Option C, VNet Service Endpoint. Option D, Azure ADB 2B Integration. To secure a Logic app and ensure it can access resources within a corporate virtual network, you should use Integration Service Environment. ISEs provide a dedicated environment for running Logic apps with access to secured resources within an Azure VNet. They also offer features like dedicated storage and static IP addresses that enhance both security and performance, which are essential for securing the Shipping Logic app. Question 2. You are developing an e-commerce solution that uses a microservice architecture. You need to design a communication backplane for communicating transactional messages between various parts of the solution. Messages must be communicated in first and first out order. What should you use? Option A, Azure Storage Queue. Option B, Azure Event Hub. Option C, Azure Service Bus. Option D, Azure Event Grid. Azure Service Bus should be used when your solution requires guaranteed first in first out order delivery. It supports complex messaging workflows, transaction support, and ensures messages are processed in the order they are sent. Unlike Azure Storage Queue, which doesn't guarantee FIFO, Azure Service Bus provides the necessary functionality for reliable and ordered message delivery in a microservice architecture. Question 3. You are developing a .NET Core MVC application that allows customers to research independent holiday accommodation providers. You want to implement Azure Search to allow the application to search the index by using various criteria to locate documents related to accommodation venues. You want the application to list holiday accommodation venues that fall within a specific price range and are within a specified distance to an airport. What should you do? Option A, configure the search mode property of the search parameters class. Option B, configure the query type property of the search parameters class. Option C, configure the facets property of the search parameters class. Option D, configure the filter property of the search parameters class. To list holiday accommodation venues within a specific price range and distance to an airport, you should configure the filter property of the search parameters class. The filter property allows you to specify OData $filter expressions to narrow down search results based on specified criteria, such as price and geographic proximity. This is essential for filtering documents that meet exact requirements. Question 4. You develop and deploy an Azure App Service web app named App1. You create a new Azure Key Vault named Vault1. You import several API keys, passwords, certificates, and cryptographic keys into Vault1. You need to grant App1 access to Vault1 and automatically rotate credentials. Credentials must not be stored in code. What should you do? Option A, enable app service authentication for Apple. Assign a custom RBAC role to Vault1. Option B, add a TLS/SSL binding to App1. Option C, upload a self-signed client certificate to Vault1. Update App1 to use the client certificate. Option D, assign a managed identity to App1. To grant App1 access to Vault1 and automatically rotate credentials without storing them in code, you should assign a managed identity to App1. Managed identities for Azure resources enable Azure services to authenticate to other Azure resources without managing authentication details directly in the code. This approach ensures that credentials are securely managed and rotated automatically by Azure Key Vault, meeting the requirements outlined in the question. Question 5. Your company is developing an Azure API hosted in Azure. You need to implement authentication for the Azure API to access other Azure resources. You have the following requirements. All API calls must be authenticated. Callers to the API must not send credentials to the API. Which authentication mechanism should you use? Option A, basic. Option B, anonymous. Option C, managed identity. Option D, client certificate. For Azure API authentication without callers sending credentials, the best choice is Managed Identity. Managed Identity allows for secure authentication between services. Using Managed Identity, the Azure resource automatically handles obtaining and managing the necessary access tokens from Azure Active Directory, thereby meeting the requirement that API calls are authenticated without callers needing to send explicit credentials. That's all for today's video. Don't forget to check out our website where you can find more questions for this exam. The link will be in the description. Thank you for watching and good luck on your exams.